And we are live. Have a fun show, guys.
Oh,
Welcome to the Cat's Corner, the fastest podcast on the airwaves today. And we are about to go live, people. We are live. But before we get going, how about a word from our sponsor?
We're Resite. Of course, we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Resite. Of course, we have a dynamic site crew. We're Resite. We have secure foundations. We're Resite. Of course, we're good stewards. Resite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at resite.com. It's re-site.com.
Recite, baby. That's who makes this magic happen. How you been, Ernest?
man, I'm good, man. First of all, I want to thank you, all the fans, all the subscribers, people that listen to us and watch us. And I mean, we get some good feedback. People like listening to us. You know, they like hearing us. They like the way we talk about things. They like to hear what we're talking about. People love the cat, first of all. People
Well, I don't know if they
Ernest
love me or not, but
Miller.
they do love to hear us argue about some nonsensical stuff.
Well, you know, you got your opinion and I got my opinion and stuff. And speaking of opinion, this very opinionated person we're gonna have on the show today, man, is Stevie Ray.
One of the most decorated tag teams in the history of this business. A man that knows the game inside and out.
And listen, I learned that doing a match in WCW. I had wrestled for about a year. I had been in the ring with some good people, you know, and you can always tell how good they are and how much of a fan favorite they are by the crowd when they hear the music, the intro music. The crowd goes crazy. But listen, Ray, wait a minute, Ray, stop playing. Let people want to hear this. I've been in the ring with a lot of big name wrestlers. But man, my very first time wrestling the Harlem Heat, and it's just like what you just said, Ray. When that music hit, man, the crowd went up 10,000 notch, man. I mean, the crowd went crazy. They blew the roof off. And listen, I'm standing in a ring, and it was me and Glacier. Yeah, Glacier and I, we were tag teaming against Harlem Heat. Man, and I'm standing in a ring, man, and I'm just looking around like, holy cow, man, the crowd went crazy when Harlem Heat music hit, man. And when they came to
hype you up. You hear the flames come up. Can you dig it, sucker?
Hey, Ray, pay attention to some of the comments. If anything you see on there fit your need and you want to read off something, please do that, man. Let's watch for some of the people who are listening in, sitting at home, and they may have some questions for me, you, or even Stevie Ray.
Well, so I'm looking right now. I don't see anything thus far.
Okay, well, that's good.
707, yes. I love this show. I grew up watching WCW. Y'all keep up the good work, fellas. And that is Jared O right there, baby. Jared O. Thanks, Jared O, for your shout out. And once we get Stevie Ray on here, this show will pick up for sure.
Well, the show is going to do what it's going to do, Big Ray. Big Ray, let me finish telling you about what I was doing, man. Now, I'm talking about
with Harlem Heat.
Can you stop cutting me off, Ray?
I won't cut you off anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm in the ring with Harlem Heat. And the people are so loud. And Harlem Heat was so big and just athletic in the ring, man. I mean, the movement, everything they did was just to me, it was a showstopper. Man, but I tell you what, man, they love Harlem Heat, man. People love Harlem Heat, man. They one of the best tag teams in there, you know. Tell me one of your favorite tag teams. Like what?
They definitely were one of my favorite tag teams. Another, favorite tag team I had when I was growing up was the Rock and Roll Express and also the Midnight Express. Those were some classic tag teams. The Four Horsemen.
Hey, Ray, do me a favor.
Road Warriors. I was a big Road Warrior guy.
Hey, Ray, do me a favor. Shut your damn mouth. We got
you asked a question, man. You asked the question.
We got Stevie Ray in here. Don't nobody want to listen to you.
All right.
We got Stevie Ray.
Like I said, one half of the most decorated tag team of all time.
But but to me, he might have been the better one. People think Booker T went on and did his thing. And I mean, Stevie Ray was real. Ain't nothing fake about Stevie Ray. You gonna say, let's bring Stevie Ray in here.
All I can say is I would never sow discord among two brothers.
What's up, Stevie Ray?
Big Stevie Ray, welcome to the Cat's Corner. Now he's putting on them headsets so he can hear us.
Trying to look mean. What's up, Big Stevie?
He is mean.
What's up, guys?
Big Stevie trying to look mean. Big Stevie, you got your headphones on because you saw my headphones, didn't you? You always
I forgot I didn't have them on.
So that's how much respect you give us.
No, man, I was doing some stuff here while y'all had me in the green room. I'm trying to clean up my desk and everything here, man. What's going on, Ray?
Man, we just chilling over here in Wilmington, North Carolina, trying to hold it down. How about yourself, sir?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, okay. listen, Big Stevie.
What's up?
We got you on here for a reason. And we're going to call this show today Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. That sounds good, Stevie. But the thing is,
yeah, because you're reading the sign behind me. That's easy.
But listen here, Big Stevie. People don't understand, Stevie, that you're a straight shooter for real.
Yeah, man. I was given that name, man, by the guys in the wrestling business, especially Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, but why did you let somebody take it from you?
Who took it?
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith?
Yep. This name of his book. Straight
man, that crooked crook. Yeah, man. He stole my name, not even stole my gimmick. Yeah, I forgot about that, man.
Stephen A. and Stevie Ray.
That clip. As a matter of fact, in the book, do you know right now, huh?
Go ahead.
What's that? No, I was saying right now, yesterday, I just got a email from the people that's representing me and my book, and may be going through one of the biggest ad agencies in the business, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah,
but just because of what I appreciate that, and just because of what you said, you reminded me at the very end of that book, of which I got a lot of room to play with. I might just bring that up.
Wow, Stephen.
Well, you should.
Wow.
You know why, Ray? You know why? Because Cat just reminded me of something. He just reminded me of something. And that's what the book is all about. And Stephen A. actually epitomizes exactly what I'm talking about in the book. And because of the Cat, I had forgot all about it. But Cat, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I'm here for you, Stephen.
Something in the forward.
Hold on. I'm here for you, Stephen. Amen, brother, man. Oh, brother.
I appreciate it, man.
Amen,
it had escaped me.
Yes.
Yeah, it escaped me.
You sound like you're preaching. Sound like you're preaching.
He does,
hey, man, I just thought about this, man. I just thought about this. This clip, this biter. You know what we used to call him back in the day, Cat? Biter.
Yeah. Who we talking about? Stephen A. Smith, right?
Yeah.
Listen, and this is so funny. About a couple of months before the book came out, I heard him talking about you two guys on the show. He said, listen, I love those two brothers. They're Harlem Heat brothers. Those are my favorite wrestlers. And remember, I called you and said, Stephen.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
They talking about you on TV. Stephen A. Smith said you and your brother one of the best tag team there. So I know he know who you are.
No, I talked to him on his radio show. I went on his radio show.
He said,
I didn't tell you about that.
He said, listen.
And I asked him, he said, hey, man, whenever you want to, because this was back when I was doing radio. And I said, I got a podcast too. I would like you to come on. He said, well, what's the name of it? You know,
yes. You had to tell
see?
me.
See? Straight shooting with Stevie Ray. And all of a sudden, a few years later, a book come out.
Straight shooting with Stephen A.
Hey, Stevie. Stevie.
Go ahead.
We got a question right here from somebody. And they
From
were
who?
asking so one of the fans, what's his name?
Okay.
Skyhook. And the gist of it is Stevie Ray, you ended somebody's career with the slapjack. Rick Mattel.
The model.
Did that? What was that? I never heard about that, Stevie.
Neither did I.
So I mean, where did he get his? What do you get?
I don't know, man. That's something you need to take up with this young man. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Skyhook, what the hell are you talking
He
about?
said messed up his neck, and Rick said, "Fuck this, I retire." Hey, it is what it is.
Hey,
it bees that way sometimes.
Hey, listen, I was around when Stevie was carrying around that damn flapjack. I saw him pull it on a couple of guys in Walmart.
Deserved it.
They threw some shit at his car, and Stevie went at him. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, man, stop bringing up my business, man.
Because they coming back.
Stop bringing up my business, dog.
All right. Well, you called me and you put me.
Well, I know I did, man, but I don't need you putting my business in the street, man.
Shit, man. I'll tell you what,
reading
man.
the man's rap sheet right here on live TV.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, certain things I don't, you know, you don't supposed to be putting out in the street, man. That's between me and you.
Steven, let's get to some serious shit.
Okay, let's get some talk.
I'm tired because me and you talk all the time, and I know how you're a straight shooter. You for real. You're a straight shooter for real.
Okay.
Of course, I was gonna ask you. This is just for me. Big Stevie, if you had a table to sit at with two guys, two wrestlers.
Two wrestlers?
Yeah, two wrestlers.
Okay.
I'm gonna call out a couple of names.
Okay.
Tell me what you sit at this table. It got to be yes or no, or even why. It be a why.
Okay.
Table A will have Booker T.
Okay.
And Big T. Would you sit at that table and watch WrestleMania?
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
what is his brother? Who is Big T? You got to let me in on that. Who is Big T?
Big T is Ahmed Johnson.
Ahmed Johnson, yeah.
Okay.
Now tell me, would you sit at that table and watch WrestleMania with those two guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why not? I wouldn't watch the whole show, but I would watch as much as I possibly could.
So you were okay, all right. I'll go with that. I thought maybe you and the guys had some kind of heat. You guys, maybe you didn't like the guys. So I don't know. I just want to ask that question. Okay, let's go to table B.
Okay.
This table got Bobby Duncan and Bobby Eaton. Would you sit at that table and watch? Yeah,
those are two very good friends of mine, man. God rest their souls. Very good friends of mine.
I think
me and Bobby Duncan came up together.
I know. Tell me a Bobby Duncan story, and I'll tell you one.
No, I don't have any stories about him, but we came up. We started out in Texas. We started out in the Texas area together. It ain't like we rode together or nothing like that. But we're very acquainted, stuff like that.
Well, I got a Bobby Duncan story.
What's that?
As I started to get over, and I did that one time. As I started to get over, the crowd started to get a lot of heat.
Okay.
And people come to you, when you're getting a little heat, people come to you and say, hey, Cat, I got this little program. Why don't we work this together? Some of the guys who were not on TV at that time. Bobby Duncan came to me and said, hey, Cat, I got a good storyline. I said, what is it, Bobby? He said, you go out to the ring and you call people out. Boom, boom, boom. And then Nathan, I come out there with my bell and my rope, and I tie your legs and your arm together and leave you in the ring. And I was like, damn, Bob, you think a white guy tying up a black guy is something new? He said, I didn't mean it that way. I said, well, what do you think it's going to look like if you come here with a cowboy and tie my hands and feet together and leave me in the ring?
Wow.
Man, that was funny. But anyway,
Wow.
so would you, Stevie, would you sit at that table and watch WrestleMania?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. But yeah, I would. And Bobby Eaton is a very good friend of mine. Had matches with him. Always cordial to each other, man. Very, very good man. You know, so yeah, I mean,
he could wrestle too. That was a wrestling son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I said, I've been in the ring with both of them. Because you remember me and my brother was doing the Rick. I don't know. We had a beef with all the Cowboys. I can't even remember.
Redneck and all that stuff.
Yeah, so something I can't even remember. But we had a beef with all of them. So you know, we did a lot of house shows and stuff like that together. So, and like I said, Bobby's from that Dallas area. So he was good people, man. He was good people.
Yeah. And he's a junior, Bobby Duncombe, and it's Duncombe cat, not Duncan, like Tim Duncan. It's Duncombe, like Duncan.
Okay, well, whoever. He was a white boy.
His dad used to wrestle back with Black Jack Mulligan wrestle.
He was a white boy with a cowboy hat. That's all I saw when he wanted to tie me up.
Right.
Quit profiling, cat.
Now Bobby Eaton was like, what's his name? Bobby Eaton or what? Well, how you pronounce his name?
Well, you know, I got one question, man.
I've never worked with him. Go ahead.
If you're going to come on the show and re-chronicle people that wrestlers and stuff like that, you know, it would be helpful if you know exactly who you was talking about and exactly how to pronounce their names and stuff like that before we proceed.
That's what he's got me for.
Well, how about
then you should go to work. Then you should go to work. Then
I'm trying to get in, but you can't out talk, cat.
How about this? Ernest the Cat Miller is the greatest. That's the only thing I need to know how to pronounce.
No, I'm just saying, man. We're conducting a show here, and you're not showing a lot of respect for people's names, man. That's all I'm saying.
To the hundreds and hundreds of people watching.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, I'm just trying to help.
But wait a minute, Steve. I know you're doing what you're doing. But
I'm just trying to help.
Steven. Think about this, Big Steven.
What's that?
I did not grow up wanting to be, and me and you talk about this.
I didn't say nothing about that.
I came into wrestling. Wrestling came into my life.
Okay.
I took it over then. So I don't.
Okay, well, look at that picture. Look at that picture behind you.
It's beautiful.
Look at that picture.
I'm looking at him. Beautiful.
Look at that dude. Look how happy he looks because of professional wrestling. Look at it.
You're right. Okay, man, hold up, man. Let me finish my little game, Steven.
Okay.
I set this up right here. Okay, the next table. We got Chavo and Chris Benoit.
Okay. Would I watch wrestling with them?
Would you sit at a table and watch WrestleMania with those two guys?
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, I would.
And what would the conversation probably be like? Tell me, can you
I would say, hey man, y'all need to be quiet because I'm watching the show. That's what the conversation would be about. Can y'all stop critiquing everything on the show and let me watch the show? That's what I would say. Because I know both of those guys.
I know.
You know
everybody.
Me and them two guys rode all over Germany together in the same car, us three.
Speaking of you being in the car, the next table, David Flair and Dusty Rhodes. Oh, what a combination. What a combination, Stephen. Would you sit down with them at that table? The only chair left and watch WrestleMania.
I probably would. I had no problem with Dusty, and David and I was always cool. So yeah, I probably could sit at the table and watch with those two guys.
Bro, you lied. David was not always cool. You damn near killed that young fella.
That still don't mean he wasn't cool.
He rode with us. He rode with us one time, Steve, on the road, and you talked to that kid like he was a dirty dog.
He was at that time.
He was green.
He was at that time. He was a greenhorn. He got to get broke in, man. You know how? You didn't have. See, Ray. Let me explain something to you when it comes to the cat. See, he didn't have to go through this. You dig what I'm saying? He moved up to the head of the line by default. Okay.
Right.
He moved up to the head of the line unopposed. Right. Unopposed by default. Now he's sitting here talking about what David went through. You lucky it wasn't you.
Carry my bags, cat.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
And then he gonna jump in on it too. He jumped in on it more than me.
No,
he gonna try to put the heat off on me, Ray. I don't know what he told you, but I'm here to tell you the truth.
We straight shooting with Stevie Ray. I know you're gonna tell the truth. Listen, where did this guy?
Cat said, "No, man, leave him on the sidewalk."
I did say that. He couldn't get a car.
I'm like, Cat, we can't.
Wait to find out. Cat was the one that was going.
Yeah.
Didn't even want him in the car.
Yeah, he said, "No, Stevie Ray, no, look, man, we got to go."
White motherfucker,
Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray, tell the story now. Don't lie on me.
I'm telling the story.
We went into this town and it was about to shut down. Everybody else, it was gonna shut down for the night. It was kind of late. It was out in the woods. Everybody got their rent.
Let me ask you something. Hold on. Let me ask you something. Hold on a second. What time was that? What time was that?
Stevie, you remember those times? I don't, bro.
I don't either.
Okay, then. Well, let's just. I think it was upstate New York somewhere.
Okay. No, it wasn't that. No, that was you and me by ourselves.
Yeah. So anyway, poor David just standing out there on the side. He couldn't get a car. He wasn't old enough to rent a car. I think his age, right? He couldn't rent a car.
You gotta be 21.
And he did not know this. And how can you not know this when your dad is Ric Flair, who's been on the road for years?
He never had to get a motherfucking car. His dad had it ready.
Exactly.
Got in it.
Okay, so anyway, so we went and got the car, and Stevie and I, we had got comfortable. I was sitting in the passenger seat. Stevie used like to drive. So we rode by David Flair, and we were looking there. We were like, what the hell is David doing standing out here by himself with his suitcase? He looked like a runaway woman trying to leave her abusive husband. So Stevie pulled.
Taking this shit no more.
Yeah. So Stevie pulled up. Stevie slowed up and pulled up on it real slow, like a pimp trying to pick up a hoe. And Stevie rolled the window down slowly. He said, "Hey, what's up, man? What are you doing?" And poor David explained to him, "I don't have any way to get around. They wouldn't give me a rent a car, so I'm stuck here." And Stephen looked at me, and said, "You won't give him a ride?" And I looked at Stephen and said, "Hell no,
hell no."
And Stephen said, "Man, come on, get in the car." So when David got in the car with us, now two big old black guys just riding around with a poor little white boy in the back.
We're talking a Nepo baby. Nepotism at its finest in the back seat.
Stevie and I were just having conversation, just talking about a couple of clubs in the black neighborhood, Magic City. We were talking about, and David was so out of place, but he wanted to be in that place. He was. This dude looked like
big titties.
This dude looked like us. No, he didn't say that. This dude looked like he was having the time of his life just listening to our story. Now, every now and then, you know how you got one seat here, the driver's seat, the passenger seat, then you got in the middle right there. Steve and I would be talking. David will pop his head up front and try to interfere, try to include himself in the conversation. Both Stevie Ray and I look at, say, "Man, sit back and don't say a damn thing. You got a 3-hour drive. We don't want you to say nothing." This right here, and listen, once we finished and we thought this was going, Ric Flair was going to be mad. We didn't think about Rick. But the next night at the show, guess who we ran into?
Nature Boy himself.
Ric Flair and David.
Right.
And Big Steve.
Hey, Dad, what
did Ric Flair say to you?
Rick was like, "Hey, man, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, you got to realize, me and Cat done forgot about this. Yeah. Because this was like, he got to go through this, brother. This is a rite of passage this weekend. which means make sure our bags and shit is in the car, nice and neat, and make sure as long as you sit back there, don't you say a damn thing. Because we're not going to alter the way we talk to each other because you're in the car. See, a lot of people don't know we talk a certain way when ain't nobody around. It's called Ebonics. And brother, we use the most cruel language known to man. Now, because he in here, me and Cat can't talk to each other the way we want to, but we're not going to curtail that today and tomorrow. Today, you just going to have to listen to it.
You just gonna have
so
to.
That don't mean interrupt. In essence, you're not even here. So that's where it was. So when Rick came up to us, I think it was Monday Nitro. I can't remember where we were. And he was like, "Man, can I talk to you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, brother, what's up?" He was like, "Man, I appreciate y'all taking care of my son this weekend." But we didn't think nothing about it. And then after that, we was like, "Oh man, no problem," so on and so forth, because I done been in that situation before. The Cat may not have, but I have. But wasn't no big deal. I told Rick, "Hey man, I don't know what happened with the people in travel and this, that, and the other. Why would they put the kid out here? This, that, and the other." And he was like, "Man, I got to take care of. I just appreciate it, man. You take care of my son like that." So that's the way it was. In essence, he got an education.
Damn sure did.
He got an education, and you're accepted in the business now. And then that night at Nitro, he told everybody he could tell about his experience that weekend.
You only gonna believe it.
And he was imitating. I can't remember who it was he was telling this. He was imitating the way me and Cat talk to each other. And he was doing me, and then he would do Cat. No, MF something, this, that, the other,
Hey, David was a people don't know that, but David was a funny guy, man.
He was.
I mean, he wasn't much in the ring, maybe, but he was a funny guy, man. I enjoy hanging around with him.
What David did, he did very good, man. You remember who was that? The girl out there screaming. What was her name?
Daphne.
Yeah. You remember that gimmick he was doing like he was crazy?
Yeah.
You remember that? Oh man, like he was from one of the Night of the Living Dead. What he did good, man. And hey man, I never had no ill will toward David. He was a good kid, man. But like you said, nepotism is a hell of a thing.
Yeah, man.
He was very soft.
He was what?
Very soft.
Very soft.
He was very soft.
Now, were you running around with him? That boy used to date Stacy Keibler.
I didn't say he was gay. I said he was soft.
And Tori Wilson.
Yeah, I did not say he was.
Now, I don't know about the Tori Wilson thing. That one escaped me.
On camera, it was Stacy Keibler, and off camera, it was Tori Wilson, or I may have it in reverse.
Well, I don't know if that's true. I know he dated Stacy Keibler.
He dated Stacy. Yeah, Stacy was the one.
No. He didn't date. What's her name? You just
Tori Wilson.
Tori didn't have nothing to do with that group of people.
They had on screen. They had a program with her and Stacy.
Oh, that might be true, but I'm just talking about with those crazies.
Yeah. But when he graduated to the other program with the Scream Queen and all those misfits, like he was in some kind of cult. Yeah, exactly. I remember that. In some kind of cult.
I remember that.
Okay. One more. We got one more, Steve. Then I'm gonna let you out of this because
can I say my two?
No, but wait a minute.
Bill Watts and Vince McMahon Jr. Would you sit at the table and watch it?
Hold on, Steven.
Okay.
Please answer this.
I will.
This is my last table. And then you can have it, Ray. Let me throw my last table out there, Ray. Don't try to sneak in on my shit, Ray.
Just give me the question.
You don't tell me what to do, Stevie. You don't tell me what to do. It's my damn show. Just like
okay, go ahead, show. Bro.
Okay. This table has Johnny B. Bad and Johnny Ace.
Fuck no.
Whoa, Stevie, watch your mouth, Stevie. You're gonna get us kicked off this motherfucker. This motherfucker. Watch your
get us
mouth.
kicked off this motherfucker.
Yeah, watch your mouth, Stevie. But okay,
I'll sit with Johnny. I wouldn't sit with that fellatio giving Johnny Ace.
What?
Woo.
You'd sit with Johnny B. Bad, but not
Johnny
with
B. Bad is a very good friend of mine.
Yeah,
he is.
Mark Mara, good dude. Good dude.
But I never know you and Joe. I mean, you know, when I got there,
I'll say it again. No. Let me expound on why I'm saying that.
Yes,
this sucker is the biggest snake in the world. Stop. He might have been cool with you, but that fellatio giving prostitute, I ain't got no love for. And if you don't like what I'm saying, I ain't hard to find.
Woo. Hey, listen, he wasn't cool with me.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying I ain't got no love for that bitch.
I know. Listen,
and anybody that don't like what the fuck I'm saying, I ain't hard to find.
Listen, Steven, no one liked him when he was in WCW, but I didn't know why, because I was new to the company. Kevin Ness called him a sneak, a snitch. He told him
that's what he is.
He chased him out of the locker room.
That's what he is.
But you know, I looked and I said, you know, this guy trying to do a job, and these guys chasing him around. So I felt sorry for him, but I didn't know what he was at that time until I got to WWE. Once I got to WWE and I started mingling and talking to him and with him, and the first thing he did is Eric Bischoff had just signed a contract up there. And Eric was sitting in the locker room by himself. Not by himself, but in catering. And I said, I was happy to see Eric because that was my first time up there. I was getting ready to do a dark match. And the first thing he did, he said some kind of foul stuff, man. Like, there go that sorry Eric Bischoff. But before in WCW, he was calling him Mr. Bischoff. Now, all of a sudden, it changed around a little bit. Eric gave this guy a job.
Right.
In WCW.
That's one of the biggest mistakes Eric ever did in his life.
He did, man. So I really don't like the guy, man, but I don't dislike him. I just really never got to know him like you guys know him. So you telling me you'll only sit at one half of that table?
I wouldn't even sit at the table at all.
Yeah, he would. It's not happening.
Not long as he there. I wouldn't sit at the table at all.
Okay, Big Steven. Those are the end of my tables. I have no more tables for you.
Thank God, no more tables. What was wrong with him? Did somebody choke him at a young age? Is that why he told me he had laryngitis?
Oh, brother, please, with all due respect, don't ask me shit about people that I have no fucking respect for. I don't know if he fell off a cliff or something. I have no idea. He and his brother and I are very, very cool.
Yeah,
and his brother's wife and I are very, very cool. As far as he goes, brother, I don't need punks like that in my life, bro.
No,
respectfully.
Stevie, most people don't know this about you, Stevie, but I'm gonna let them in on something. You're very, very smart about the business. You know the business.
I would like to think so.
Yeah, I mean, you are. Like I said, I would have never made it through if I didn't have you and Booker T to kind of run things past, you know, and run things by. Just so you guys can say, do it or don't do it, or maybe you need to think about that cat. But I was looking at you guys like you guys were running a lot of the shit in the locker room, man. And I wanted to ask you something. If you was going to go out and start a new company right now.
Okay.
Right now, new company. We're going to take you and your brother out of this. What two wrestlers would you want to have under that umbrella to start your company?
I'm going to be honest with you, Kat. If I was starting a company today, the two people that I want to start a company, nobody even knows who they are. Because I would want to start a company not with people that everybody know. People that's coming up and want to learn, not people that think they know everything. I will probably bring in a couple of people once I get things going to help on the end of experience and how people can carry themselves in the dressing room, so on and so forth. But professional wrestling is kind of like kids, kind of like training kids from a mental capacity. So I would want someone that's ready to learn, not someone that thinks they know everything. Because it's going to be about the show. The same way the guy in the movie Staying Alive told John Travolta, it's about the show, Monero, not you.
Monero, that sounds real close to my, you know what?
Then, Tony Monero, that was his name, in Staying Alive. And he got a job working on Broadway. And he got out there and the girl scratched him on the face because they had a little liaison and they took it in front of the people. And the guy that produced the show came down and said, hey, the hell are you doing out there, man? John Travolta said, hey, I'm dancing, man. You call that dancing? You guys are having a personal war. Listen, Monero, it's about the show, not you. You remember that. So I always took that years ago when that movie came out. I always kept that in my mind, bro. It's about the show. And me and my brother used to always talk about that. Regardless, we don't care how many people in the audience. They deserve a good show, whether it's 10 people in the audience or 10,000. They deserve a good show.
I'd like to ask you a question, but I know that this question been answered by you so many times.
What's that?
Like how you got into wrestling, and I mean, it's kind of lame. It's a lame story now.
Then why you bringing it up?
Because it's a lame story. It's not a lame story.
Because somebody out there probably wanted to hear how Big Stevie took over wrestling like he did. He didn't just come in quietly. I'm gonna
be honest with you. That has been asked, and I done told this story 50,000 times, and I don't think we got enough time on the show tonight to really go into it. So I think we should say that for another night.
Right.
That's what I just said, Stephen. Stephen, that's what I just said, Stephen.
I mean, I can go into it, but for you to get the whole overall aspect of it, I would have to go through everything to make you understand exactly, how everything transpired.
Well, I got a question for you then, Big Stevie.
Okay.
What do you think about that R-Truth thing situation?
You know what? I was talking with somebody about this a week or two ago. And a lot of people look at professional wrestling, and you and I didn't have these conversations before. I look at professional wrestling totally different than the average professional wrestler, and definitely different from the average fan. I look at wrestling to me was only business, 100% business. I never got into it to be famous. I never got into it to act as though I'm somebody more than other people out there. Because, see, I was around the entertainment business before I ever started making a living at the entertainment business. So I done seen both sides. So when it comes to R-Truth, I was just having this conversation with a guy in the business but not in the business, kind of like a tweener, this, that, and the other. I don't look at R-Truth from an emotional standpoint. I look at that from a business standpoint. And whenever you're working at any job, I don't care if it's the docks, I don't care if it's the warehouse, I don't care if it's the post office. When you are employed by someone and they're making changes, especially in the entertainment business, it is what it is. You got in the wrestling business, if you can get a 20-year run in one place, brother, you did good.
You did great.
You did good. Great. So now how many guys in the last 5 years, maybe not been there as long as R-Truth, but they were higher on the totem pole than a R-Truth. Now they're let go like a Braun Strowman. Now they're let go and not one person grieves for them. So why is this overall grieving? Now, R-Truth is a very good friend of mine, and I'm not talking about him as an individual. I'm talking about him as an employee of a company. When you are an employee of a company and they come to a conclusion that for whatever reason that we want to move on from what you do for us, how should I feel about it? That's happened to everybody on some job once or another. Well, so I look at it from that aspect. As far as I'm not a fan, so I can't talk about it like a fan because I'm not a fanatic for what he does on television. I'm one of his peers. It's unfortunate, but unfortunately, that's the wrestling business.
Well, I'm gonna talk to you just like Vince Russo would probably say.
Well, hang on.
They said
Go ahead, Cat. Go ahead.
No. Let Ray go before you go, Cat.
Go
ahead, Ray.
Are you aware that he's back?
Yes, I found that out today.
Okay, yeah. All right. So from a fan's perspective, I see him in a program on Saturday night's main event with John Cena, the world champion. And then on Monday, they say contracts, coming up. We've agreed we're not going to renew him.
Mm-hmm.
They don't endeavor him because they don't use that terminology anymore. But he says that, hey, I'm no longer with the company. I'm this, like that, and the third. It was just weird to me that on Saturday he was in the main event program, and then Monday he's not there no more. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, is he really gone, or are they messing with us? And then I saw all the public outcry, and then I saw all the WWE people say, "Oh, I'm done with WWE. I'm pulling them off my Twitter, off of X, Instagram, blah blah blah. I'm not following them anymore." Talking about the Miz, Karrion Kross, the New Day, whoever. Everybody's like, basically F the WWE. And then Money in the Bank Saturday night, he jumps the guardrail, gives the receipt to John, our boy Cody Rhodes gets the dub, and
what's
Michael
the question?
Cole,
that might have been
looks like he's already pre-programmed. We want truth. We want, he goes through the whole thing. Pat McAfee goes, "You've got the truth." Blah 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 blah.
Right.
So, and then afterwards in the scrum, somebody asked Triple H, and he said, "Did you enjoy the show?" He said, "Yeah."
So that might have been the gimmick. That might have been the gimmick all along. Only thing I'm alluding to, probably did, but I'm making an assessment about when he got let go,
right?
Not when he came back, because that's the wrestling business. That's the wrestling. So they might have worked us the whole time. Because when you think about it, that might have been a test
to see how they were going to react if they got rid of somebody they thought was real popular.
But wait a minute.
Just with the fans. I'm talking about with the employees of the company.
Yeah, but you got to realize the employees and everything is going to be in on that.
That's
because you're not going to make some kind of assessment on social media against your bosses.
Correct, unless they're saying it's okay to do it because it's part of the.
But see, no company okay to do that.
That's what I'm saying. So and me being a super fan, been watching it since '75. I'm sitting here looking at it like, why are all these people speaking out against the company? They're still under contract,
which makes you think something's going on here.
Something's up,
right?
Because first of all, he was just in the main event program,
right?
But here's how I'd have done it. I'd have made John Cena on the Friday Night SmackDown before that go, "I told you I was going to ruin wrestling. I got your boy fired, blah, 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 blah." Put even more heat on himself, but they didn't do that for some reason. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just the little mini Booker in me was like, I think they could have got some more miles out of it.
But the thing is, look, you talking about it right now. So how much mileage did they need out of it?
Well, but I think because
no. Think about that with critical thought. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Look what we're talking about right now. It worked.
But wait a minute. Now, I listened to both of you guys, and you guys kind of meet. I want to meet you guys in the middle. Suppose it was a work, right?
Okay.
Suppose it was a work. But look how that, and I'm going back to what Vince Russo used to say. Look at how that worked for the company. Now it looked like the company is tearing each other down within the company. It sounds like the Triple H made the call to fire him. Somebody else made the call to bring him back. So some people just picking up on the wrong thing. It don't make the company look good.
Firstly, if you're gone, you're gone.
You're gone, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They ain't coming
and
back.
That's everybody that's involved know you're gone. Now they don't turn the ignition back on maybe like 6 months down the road, maybe, but not 1 week.
No, not 1 week.
Not 1 week.
So did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that one of the executives said that he was the reason they called Ron back because he went and just told Triple H.
Bro, you know what, Cat? I don't buy into any of that, brother. Nothing on this earth happens by osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody think things do. Nothing. I do not buy into the osmosis thing. because unless you're working in WCW. Then that's a whole nother ball game. Now you got to try to figure stuff out. It's like the Three Stooges meets the Keystone Cops. That's totally different. Okay, but in WWE, nothing, and I know this for a fact, nothing in that company happens by osmosis. Nothing.
Don't go off script.
They're too calculated.
Too calculated. Yep.
They are too calculated, brother, and they work the fans out of the ring just as much they work the fans in the ring just to see where they are.
Exactly. You can't go off script. So all this was a work. I'm convinced it was all.
Oh, no doubt in my mind. When I heard he was back, I was like, no doubt. Oh, yeah, we just got work. For anybody that got emotionally involved, especially going back to what you were saying about employees criticizing their employer. That happens nowhere.
Contract still.
Now, if Cat, the chief of police, and the Cat went out there and beat up a man, and knowing the man didn't have a weapon, knowing the man was in a wheelchair, and Cat went out there and beat him up and pushed him out of the wheelchair, and I witnessed it. Now you think Cat is the chief of police? I'm just a street cop. Now you honestly think I'm going to come tell the public? Yes, I witnessed the Cat doing it.
No,
you ain't telling on your.
My name Bennett, name in it. You dig?
No, because I may put those hands on your ass, Steve.
Well, I know that too.
Steve,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well,
then you get me fired.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Now I don't have no income. Now don't no other police department want to hire me. I know my beans from my cornbread. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
So let's move away from this. We got good conclusions. We all agree to disagree because I don't agree with nothing.
No, I think we're all in agreement. I think
I'm just saying. I just know how WWE works, bro. I just know how they work. I never
agree with you, Ray, because you're a super fan and Big Stevie.
There's nothing wrong with being a super fan. Why are you criticizing that?
Because I don't like them. I don't like the fans.
I think Ray makes some very good points.
Well, he might make it to you, Stephen, but
you don't think the point that he made was very good about how he chronicled everything step by step, inch by inch? You didn't think that was a hell of an assessment?
He's speaking like a super fan. So
well, I'm just saying, just because
he wants to be shiny like that all the time.
Big Ray, I give Big Ray his thing.
I don't think so, man. I done seen you around Big Ray, man. You treat Big Ray wrong, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come out on the show. I'm gonna come out on the show and tell it like it is today, man.
Treats me like a hey boy.
Speaking of the way I treat Big Ray, what do you think about this P Diddy cases?
Hey, brother,
you wish you could treat me like that. Baby oil. Look like you put some on your forehead. What you get ready to do with that head?
Hey, that's my flower boy right there.
Yeah.
Hey, that's my flower boy.
There's going to be some flowers. Be some flow singing and flower bringing if you don't hunt.
He did it. Hey, for real, Stephen. Now, I got this subject. What do you think about like the ICE agents running around, scraping up people, filing them anywhere, turning their ass, sending them back? What do you think about that?
The ICE situation, I'm here in Texas where this kind of stuff goes on a whole lot. You have to realize something. What Donald Trump promised during when he was running for president, to be the 47th president, he said, I'm going to do mass deportation. He said that. And for you to do, and if you listen to his constituents, and when you ask his constituents, what do you care about the most? Just before the election, the first thing they say is immigration. So I honestly believe if Donald Trump doesn't hold up his promises on anything else, he's going to make sure he holds up the promises that he made for mass deportation. Because when people start saying that, and this is the thing, I live here in Texas. I'm not very far from Mexico. And you all know this part of the country has the most residents of Hispanic people in the nation almost, maybe other than California, right here. So something as far as illegal aliens and stuff like that, in my part of the country, it's normal. But in other parts of the country, when you say that, it makes them afraid. So I think Donald Trump is doing exactly what he's supposed to do. And I think these ICE agents are caught in the middle, because there's no way, I feel, it's no way you're going to find 10 million people to deport. But as long as it looks like you're making a concerted effort to do that, I don't think the people in this country will care, because that's one of the promises that they make. And when people are afraid, because when you tell them these are the people that's killing people, raping people, bringing drugs and this, that, and the other, people get afraid. And they will not have any empathy for any of that, even if it's wrong, because they picking up people that down here, we get it on the news a lot. They picking up people that been here 25 years.
Okay, all right. So
you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that's what I think about. You're gonna have to take the good with the bad.
So I don't want to keep you on these last few subjects too long, but I mean, you agree or you disagree with that? What's your stand on it?
With the ICE thing?
The deportation, yes.
No, I don't agree with it the way it's going. It's a way to do everything, but to make it look like you're rounding up people as if this was 1939 Nazi Germany, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with the optics.
Than the German stuff, because they were rounding up people.
Oh, no. You got to listen to what I'm saying. You got to listen to interpret what I'm saying.
It's a little.
I'm saying the optics. I'm not saying you. What I'm saying is this: we've never witnessed anything like this. And if you know anything about World War II, how the Germans, once Hitler got in power, they could go out. His Gestapo could go out and round up anybody that was Jewish or had any Jewish blood in them.
Mm-hmm.
Those are optics, and your neighbors have to witness this.
And your neighbors told
them. So to tell me it's not the same thing, I know it's not the same thing, but we've never seen anything. We've read about this.
That's the only thing you really got it to compare.
I'm saying, no, we've read about this, and we've seen pictures and stuff like that, but we never witnessed it. But this is what I'm saying. I don't agree with the optics.
Yeah, it does. Some of it has a bad look, like when a big man's get ripped.
Big Ray
get ripped away from her husband and stuff.
Big Ray, let Stevie answer.
What's that?
Stevie, I want Stevie to keep Stevie on track right here. So I got that, Big Stevie. Now let me ask you about this NBA thing. I know you're a big NBA guy.
What about the NBA?
Did you hear the story about Chris Webber and what's the guy named Doug Christie?
I heard some about. Had something to do with a woman or girlfriend or wife or something. I can't remember verbatim. What was it?
Doug and Chris played on the same team, right?
Okay.
Wow, they played on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Doug married a lady that he had a daughter with. The daughter was 21.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, Jackie, Doug's wife, was sleeping with Chris. So they.
Oh, now I know where you're going. Now I remember.
Now that they found
the daughter is Chris Webber's.
Yes, and they all in court with.
And this man done raised. Okay, I remember now.
Now, people look at this and say, "Listen, that's somebody you played on the team with."
Right.
That's somebody you were going over to his house at the same time, sleeping with his wife, all behind his back for years. For years, he knew that this little girl was his child. Chris was his child. But Doug thought it was his child. And everyone knew that whole story was Jackie, the wife.
So what are you asking?
How dirty is that? How do you think that would feel?
I wouldn't know anything about that, because when I'm a friend with somebody, I'm a law friend. I think those are the kind of questions you need to be asking yourself or some of your friends. I don't know.
Well, you don't need to try to throw that.
Don't put me in. Don't put me in there.
Big Stevie.
No. Let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this.
I was about to tell the story about you and I down in Florida now.
Okay, man. Look, I'm trying to say something, man. I can't make a joke.
No,
but you got to bring up all my business.
One more time, I'm telling the whole world that story when you stole the cat girl. I'm gonna tell it anyway. So
don't you, man? Come on, man. I'm trying to fucking.
I told you.
I'm trying to do some.
Ernest the
All right,
Rat Miller. The rat. He's the rat. Not the cat.
Listen. I'm not trying to get an okay from you. I'm not trying to get you to clarify
I know what you're saying.
this. I just want to hear what your thought is when you hear this kind of
when I hear stories like
entanglement.
And I hear stories like that. Cat, I'm the kind of person, you're not in talked about this. I came up straight off the corner, just like you did. And I have never let a woman come between me and my friends, because I was raised by real street hustlers. And real street hustlers will tell you, Big Ray, don't ever let a girl come between you and your friends, bro.
That's right.
Ever. Know why? Because they just like cars coming off assembly line. Or they just like the bus that just went past you. It's another one coming in about 15 minutes if you missed it. And
Stevie,
what's that?
I hear you. Go ahead.
So I'm just saying, I don't care how gorgeous a woman is, this, that, and the other. If that's my friend, if he's my real friend. But I done been in situations like that before. I'm gonna be honest with you. That I know somebody that used to talk to one of my friends, and I don't know if they broke up all the way, you know what I'm saying, or still connecting. I don't know. And I done called my buddies and say, hey, man, I met this girl that I used to see you with, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to mess with this. True story. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to do nothing with it. I'm just calling you to see what's what. And now, my buddy like,
go ahead, man.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. My buddy might have been like, hey, man, oh, it ain't nothing going on, man. You know, blah, blah, blah. But just out of respect for him. And guess what? I still didn't mess with her. I just wanted to see what he had to say. To see if she wasn't trying to put me in a quandary.
Right.
You know how women go.
Do that.
You see what I'm saying? So I would just, I don't want no heat with my partner, not over a girl that I don't even know. So when you do, and if you're in the NBA, come on, bro. But the one thing that I can't stand is a woman who knows that's not her father, that little girl or that daughter or son or whatever it may be. You know that's another man's child, and you still stick it on that man. That's wrong, man.
That is wrong.
That's wrong for the child, and it's definitely wrong for the so-called father. You know that, and she knew that. So you put all the blame on her because it didn't happen. Because that man, Doug Christie, probably would have took care of that little girl anyway. By the mere fact she didn't do that, now Chris Webber is not even her real dad is not even in her life.
Or hadn't been. I don't know how old's the child.
She like 21, right?
Yeah, 21, and
that's a damn shame.
She's not speaking to the mom or Chris. I think her and Doug still may talk to each other.
Right.
But
well, that's the man that raised her. So
but he's really devastated, man. Because Chris used to come to the house. They played on the team together. Chris would come over to the house pretending to just see his friend, but at the same time, he was sleeping with the man's wife behind.
So he was. Let me get this straight. He was still sleeping with her after the child was born?
He had text messages in the court of her telling him how much she missed him and how much she wanted to be with him. So they were talking about the situation. And it was just crazy, man, because, I tell some guys, I said, man, listen, men, we are crazy. We got to do some crazy things, but women are worse than us.
Oh, yeah.
Women can be dirtier than the dirty can be.
Especially when they're on that quest to be somebody.
And when you're in the NBA, you got
that's what I'm saying.
Guy.
When you mess with one NBA guy and you mess with another, some of these girls have been passed through the ringer. I used to hang out with NBA guys, bro. Yeah. And bro, I'm like, brother, that's how y'all doing it? It was like, wow.
We got to get Tracy Murray back on. I'm going to get Tracy Murray back on and talk about this case. I want to hear Tracy, NBA guy. I've been to a couple of Tracy parties too. They weren't like P. Diddy, but they were pretty damn close. So I
I got a question.
What?
How you know they wasn't like P. Diddy? You would have to experience that to know that.
Well, you done told me about a lot of parties you've been
I ain't told you nothing.
You were security. Yes,
I ain't told
you told me
about
it.
Yeah, okay, I'm security. I'm trying to get my paper. Well, you don't want me to get my paper?
Okay, we got one more question for you, Stevie. We're gonna let you go. We got one more for you, Stevie. And I know you're gonna be able to.
We got a couple of questions from the fans too. We need to get.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine, brother. I'm good.
Hold on. Wait a minute. We gonna get into this, and I know this gonna touch you in a way that people gonna understand. Stevie is not that big tough guy. He's not that big tough guy.
Why don't you jump over here and find out then?
He got that small. Listen,
you hear me?
Stevie don't have a small. He got a little heart in there. It's some heart
in
there.
I do.
Stevie loves stuff just like everybody else loves stuff.
Of course I do. Don't misrepresent my name.
They try to get 100 guys to fight one Stevie Ray. They try to get 100 guys to fight one Stevie Ray.
Are you trying to compare him to the gorilla?
I'm sorry, Stevie Ray. But anyway, Stevie Ray, that question is, what are your thoughts? And what do you think Pittsburgh Steelers is doing with Aaron Rodgers?
Which one you want me to answer, brother? The gorilla or Aaron Rodgers?
No, we ain't worried about that. That was just a joke. I was just around, Stephen. Get Aaron Rodgers. I was trying to build it up because I know you're such a Pittsburgh Steelers fan that you wear your sneakers around with Pittsburgh Steelers on it.
Okay, I do. And a shirt.
And
shirts. And watches. And pendants. The whole gimmick, bro.
Stephen,
I am the number one Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
What are they thinking, Stevie? What are the Pittsburgh Steelers thinking? Picking up this over the hill Aaron Rodgers. You think he's gonna be able to do anything for these guys this year?
Well, I'll put it like this. And you and I used to argue all the time last year about Russell Wilson. I promise you, emphatically, Aaron Rodgers, will be 2 times better than Russell Wilson.
Amen.
That I promise you.
I don't think so. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Okay. That's just my prediction. But at the end of the day, when I'm looking at all these different posts now on social media saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to get Mike Tomlin fired, that is one of the most dumbest, stupidest, imbecilic thing I ever heard in my life.
If they ain't fired him by
now,
now,
you honestly think, what was that again, Ray?
I said, if they ain't fired him by now, he ain't getting fired.
Will you tell him again, Ray? Ray, will you tell him again?
Fired him by now, they ain't going to fire him.
Now, for anybody out there that's looking for a new coach, we need to get a new coach. He haven't won a playoff game since 2016. Well, how many teams they ain't even never sniffed the playoffs since 2016?
Atlanta Falcons.
Matter of fact, their last Super Bowl was 2016. Am I not right about that?
You're right.
When they played the Patriots? When Matt Ryan was the MVP?
I think it was 18, but that's okay. Close.
No, 18 was the Rams and Patriots.
This boy football.
Then it was 19 because it was the Patriots and them because it was 28-3.
No. You talking about no. It wasn't. The Eagles have been to 16 and they just went 2 years ago and then they went last year.
Right.
Those the most recent ones. Your 19 was the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, maybe so.
Well,
your 19 was Kansas City Chiefs.
Ray,
I know 15 was the Panthers. The 15, I think, was the Panthers
and Denver. Yes.
And then, I don't know. It's something like that. But
16 was Matt Ryan. That was his MVP year.
You guys need to stay on subject.
But you don't. I'm trying to stay on point, Ray. But you're right. But anyway,
Big Ray
as it pertains to what Ray was just saying. Oh, Steeler fans! First of all, any Steeler fan that's listening to me right now, take note. You're not a real Pittsburgh Steeler fan if you bitching about coaching when the guy is doing more overachieving than he's doing underachieving. Underachieving is when you've been predicted to win everything and then you don't. Overachieving is when you do something you weren't predicted to do and you got a piece of shit as a team that you got to give them over the hump. That's called great coaching. For people out there that don't know. Last year, let's take that year in perspective. You bring in Justin Fields and you bring in that sorry-ass Russell Wilson. Why, I don't know. But you got to realize something. Omar Khan, that was his first year. That was his first year as GM. Kevin Covert If you look at Kevin Colbert picks over the last 10, 15 years, I'll say let's take 10 years. Look how many number one draft choices that they failed on. Artie Burns, burnout. What was the other linebacker? Devin Bush, middle linebacker, because his daddy played in the league. Everybody told me he's going to be great. Where is he now? Gone. Jarvis Jones out of Georgia. The best thing in that whole conference. Sap. Gone. And I can go on and on and on by these guys Kevin Colbert has picked. Hopefully Omar Carr. And the last thing that punk did, Kevin Colbert, you never brought in anybody to take over for Big Ben. While Big Ben down there eating a six-pack of Bojangles, not taking care of his body, can't even get out the way of himself, you still got him there. Then they held on to him too long. Now look where they are. That's why the quarterback thing has never been addressed. But hopefully it's addressed now, because I think the Steelers will pick a number one draft pick last year. And 2 years ago, 3-4 years ago, when Kenny Pickett came out, Kevin Colbert drafted Kenny Pickett number one after he had went and got that sorry ass, broken down, never did nothing, started 1 year in college, Mitch Trubisky, and bring him in as a starting quarterback. Yeah. So when people talk about coaching, what about the clowns that they're bringing in here for Mike Tomlin, the coach? What about that? You know who Mike Tomlin wanted when they picked Kenny Pickett? You know they wanted, Ray?
Who?
You just got through bringing up the Eagles. Who's the Eagles quarterback?
Yeah, the kid from
right
Hurts.
here in Houston, Texas.
Jalen Hurts.
Right here in Houston, Texas. I know his daddy. That's who Mike Tomlin wanted as the quarterback that year. See, you ain't heard about that because I keep up with the Steelers. So he gets Kenny Pickett. Where's Kenny Pickett right now?
He's like battling for a job somewhere in Cleveland, isn't
Cleveland. Yeah,
exactly.
Cleveland.
So when people talk about coaching, if you ain't got the horses, that's one thing. But when you don't have the horses and you still can have a winning season, that's another. That's great coach. Last year,
losing season, not one.
Last year, the Steelers were picked to be in last place, and they had the toughest schedule in the league. Did you know that? And they still went to the playoffs. And you got these.
Wait a minute. What's your prediction this year? And we're going to get off this.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. Don't hurry me up. This is my time. This is my time now.
Calm down.
Go back and sit down. I'm preaching right now. I'm talking to Steeler fans.
Reverend
all these Steeler fans out there that think Mike Tomlin going somewhere. Name me the coach out there that doesn't have a job that's going to come into this organization and coach these nobodies that he got, a few good players here and a few there, and coach them to the Super Bowl. And you don't even have a quarterback. Who is that guy?
Mike McCarthy.
Steve Ray. Steve, don't do that, Ray. You all right, Steve?
I would say right now, I'm just telling you, Mike McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy been fired from 2 different places.
True.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about the Steelers. I'm gonna tell you what the Steelers never do. They never pick up retreads.
They don't.
And they always pick coaches in their early to mid 30s.
Yeah. Usually if you think about it, it's out of the system that they've created. So he's
Steven.
Let's go back to Chuck Noll. Do you know where Chuck Noll came from?
Didn't he come from Seattle? Where did he come from?
Chuck Noll.
Yeah, where did he come
from? Seattle wasn't even in the league when Chuck Noll became the head coach. I ain't talking about Bill Cowher.
Where did he
come from? Steelers only had 3 coaches in 1969.
Oh, I know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Chuck Noll came from the Baltimore Colts.
Okay.
He was the defensive coordinator of that team that had lost to the Jets. Remember when Joe Namath said, we're going to beat these guys? That was Chuck Noll. He was defense coordinator. And he lasted to 1991. Bill Cowher was special teams coach with the Cleveland Browns.
That's right.
Mike Tomlin.
You're a true friend. You're a true fan, Stevie.
Mike Tomlin was the defensive back coach when Tampa Bay went to the Super Bowl in 2001. Then Mike Tomlin got a head coaching job. I mean, not head, but defensive coordinator with the Minnesota Vikings. Made the Minnesota Vikings the #1 defense in the NFL. And then he got a tryout, an interview with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the rest is history. So for anybody out there, when I say what coach is going to come in with the same pedigree, what 30-something-year-old guy that's making waves right now, who is he that's looking for a job?
Ain't one.
Exactly.
Well,
so Aaron Rodgers, let me get to Aaron. So as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, as long as the Steelers can pick their offensive line up, as long as the Steelers can get competitive production at the running back position, Aaron Rodgers will not have to go out there and throw the ball 50 times a game like he did in New York with the Jets. Because if you ask me, that's where quarterbacks go to die, like elephants.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And they can get a little bit more help with T.J. Watt getting after the quarterback. If the Steelers can do that, they're going to be okay. I'm not saying they're going to win nothing, but they're going to be okay. Now, how is that going to get Mike Tomlin fired?
Well, some people say that Aaron Rodgers kept y'all from winning one Super Bowl, and he's prepared
to
do it again.
He did. But if you remember that game,
he's prepared to do it again.
Well, that's the thing. He got to get there first.
No, I'm just saying that like his play is going to keep y'all from
winning. You know what I'm saying? Even that game, if it wasn't for Ben Roethlisberger, I ain't got nothing against Aaron Rodgers other than his attitude lately. But as far as that Super Bowl, 2010 Super Bowl is what you're talking about. If it wasn't for Ben Roethlisberger throwing 2 interceptions and one going for a touchdown, the Steelers win that game.
For sure.
The Steelers win that game. You gave them a touchdown. And then you throw an interception up the 50-yard line when you're going in to score. A 45-yard line on the other side of the field. I'm a Steeler. Big Ray. I'm a Steeler, not like the cat.
I'm a cowboy, baby.
You know. So don't bring my Steelers up unless you're ready to hit.
Well.
And then we're talking to a Falcon up there. He ain't got no bragging rights. None.
Matter of fact, we talking about Aaron
Rodgers. Somebody just said Super Bowl champion Kenny Pickett. I'd so could look. Yeah. You're a Super Bowl champion and they couldn't wait to get rid of your ass. Whoever just said that, explain that to me.
But wait a minute, Stevie.
That's Super Mars.
They went after 2 other quarterbacks before they even signed Aaron Rodgers.
Who was that?
Matthew Stafford. They wanted.
Oh yeah, they did want Matthew Stafford if he was available. He's not available though.
He turned down $100 million from the Raiders just to go back to the Rams.
I know.
And now this right here gonna piss you off because maybe you didn't know it, but the cat got some connection too.
Okay.
You know they wanted to re-sign your boy Justin Fields.
Yeah, but they didn't do it in time. Arthur Smith likes Justin Fields. Yeah, I know that. I know that.
Do you like him?
Do I like Justin Fields? Yes. I don't think he should have lost his job to that song. I tried to tell Cat this was going to happen. Why don't you tell Ray what I told you? Since you want to act like you want to Cronkite tonight, why don't you tell Ray? Why don't you tell Ray what I told you?
Come on,
why don't you tell him?
First of all, Stevie, you very loud. You like those black reverends in the old black neighborhood. You loud as hell.
It's time to ride.
You can hear them out into the street. Just calm down, Stevie.
Okay, I apologize for that. But I'm passionate about my Steelers.
That's why I brought it up, man. And I think your Steelers gonna be good this year, and I think they're gonna work it out. And I'm gonna predict this, and I'm gonna say it right now on the Cat's Corner podcast. I think they're gonna win about maybe 11 games.
Well, I hope so, man. Now, somebody was just saying that the Steelers. Somebody brought up Shadur Sanders. The Steelers. I think the Steelers had made a handshake deal with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And I think that's why they didn't draft a quarterback, because you got to realize something. This year was not a good quarterback. It wasn't a good quarterback draft. No. It was only two people talked about in this draft, and that's Ward and Shadur Sanders. That was it.
And see where Shadur ended up.
No, I'm just saying as far as the draft goes, those guys were predicted to go in the first round.
And he didn't. I don't think he did.
So
Shador didn't he go in like the third round?
So who was that?
Shador. Didn't he go?
He went the fifth round.
Fifth round to Cleveland, yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying is somebody was saying they were nervous the Steelers drafting Shador. Brother, you got to realize something. Whoever that is, what was his name? Gerard Green or something like that. Yeah. Shador Sanders, I don't know what you guys looking at. He's a rookie. He's still a rookie. How many rookie quarterbacks have been very successful if the whole team is not very good? How many? I was trying to explain this.
Wins.
No, Dak Prescott had 13 wins.
Yeah, that's right. 13 wins.
That's your team, and you don't even know nothing. Well, you need me to correct you?
Regular season.
What did he have? He had the best offensive line in football.
Yeah.
He had the best running back, who was a rookie also, and the Dallas Cowboys controlled the ball.
Right on.
As soon as Dak Prescott turned into this 40 passes a game guy, what have the Cowboys been?
They've been 12, 12, 12, 12, and 12.
See what I'm saying?
They ain't done nothing.
Okay, Steven, let's get the hell away from this football, man. I want you to go. Got another question for you. Would we ever see the Stevie Ray that we love so much with the
see him now?
Back in the ring.
You see him now.
Back in the ring, Steven.
He wants to know if you want to put them boots back on.
I think when the last time I put the boots on? 3 years ago?
Dusty
3-4 years ago?
Yeah.
No, brother. I mean, I don't have any desire to be in front of an audience again for that kind of stuff. I don't have a desire for it, man. And I know a lot of people clamor. People always like want to book me. I get people still book. I was like, no, look, let me give you somebody's number who will get in the ring for you, and he'll be a little cheaper. And I give him the cash number. You dig what I'm saying? I give him the cash number. I say he ain't gonna take no bumps or nothing like that, but he'll entertain the crowd for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I charge him by the kicks. I don't take no bump.
You know what I'm saying? But I could have Ray, I could have been doing that for the last 25 years if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
About it.
But I had no desire. I get in the ring every blue moon. Like for my boy, our boy, Luke Hawks, Cats and our friend. We done went down. We went down and worked for him. Luke, I'll do anything for that kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Because me and the cat helped raise him. You know what I'm saying?
He's the stunt guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a real cool cat, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Hey, how much weight have you lost? You look like you've leaned up since I seen you last.
I don't know, man, because my gym closed, and I would always weigh myself every week, once a week or once every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And now I got to go to another gym, and they don't have a weight machine. So I'm like, I can't weigh myself, so I really don't know. But if I had to guess, maybe 6-7 pounds. Maybe 8.
Steve, only lost 6 or 7 pounds. Well, something's going on.
I'm still like in the high 60s.
Stevie, you always kept yourself in shape. I've never seen you out of shape.
Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
You always work hard. You get to the gym and work out and worked hard. And now I just want to tell you, thank you for coming on, Stephen. You burst my damn eardrums. I should have turned my.
Turn your shit down. Don't be bringing up the Steelers on my time, bro.
Get his blood pressure up.
I'm trying to show off my new headphones, and Steven burst them one.
You see these headphones right here?
Yeah.
These headphones 6 years old.
I love it. Hey, you still watching NASCAR?
You know what? I watched the race this weekend from Michigan, and man, it was a great race.
I finally got me a driver, man. I like that Kyle Larson kid, that number 5. I pulled for that number 5 car.
Kyle Larson is the one that got
my buddy's the engine builder for him. Danny.
Okay, yeah, he the one that got suspended for using the N-word, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I know so.
Yes, he did, Ray. That's what you get. Ray,
yeah, I know so.
Every time I see Ray, he with a bunch of white guys. I never see Ray with black friends. Never. He go to a boat. He on there with all white guys. You see him at a party.
Hey,
he all white.
I try to get you black black guys on the boat. You said last boat ride y'all took. Y'all didn't like that motherfucker. Y'all wasn't getting on my boat.
Cat, you said that?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't believe my man. Hey, I didn't know that he used the N-word. Was that when he was on
see
the
that?
headset?
You see?
Yes,
Hey,
you
Cat.
He was on the headset racing?
Cat, you see how he conveniently didn't know anything about that, right?
I really didn't.
See, that's what he is. He's a trumper.
Well,
I'm
pulling for a
man.
racist driver.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't using the N-word because I like Carl Larson. Matter of fact, me and Tony Stewart was having a conversation about him a couple of years ago. Tony Stewart is a very good friend of mine.
That's what
and we were talking about that, and I was telling Tony Stewart, no, they were saying him and his friends, like a lot of little white kids do, they try to, latch on to this African American, you know what I'm saying, culture vultures. So he was using the N-word like when me and Cat around each other. We don't do it on camera.
With the A,
you know
not the hard ER, not the hard ER. He was the A guy.
So he was like, remember when the pandemic hit?
Yeah, they were all.
Well, they were doing those virtual races.
Right.
And
he
was telling one of his buddies, hey N-word, what's up? Like that. And then somebody posted, it was live. That's why they couldn't. Yeah, that's why they couldn't
run from it.
Right, because it was live. Because when I was listening to it, when they played it, I was like, I think he would have been cool if he hadn't said it the second time.
Right.
Because the first one, you couldn't hear real good.
Right.
Because whoever he was talking to was like,
what?
Didn't know. He didn't want to say nothing. He wanted to answer. It's live. Like if Cat says something to me, I'm not, hey, if I got sponsors, I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about.
Like
so then the other dude, the producer dude go, hey man, everybody can hear you. Then he was like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, Carl Lawson ain't a bad guy, man. He just made a mistake, bro. That's all.
Well,
but he's a good one though, Ray. He's a good one.
Well, I finally started watching it again. I started watching that Earnhardt documentary.
Ray, can we go, Ray? Shut
man,
the damn mouth.
Put the flip flop and fly on your ass.
Hey, Big Steven. Big Steven, we got to have you back on.
What, man?
We got to have you back on. We got to have you back on soon, man. To get some more, throw some more topics at you. See how you answer those, Big Steven.
Hey, brother, whatever you guys want, man. Whatever you guys want.
I love it. Hey, listen, in all seriousness, before I capitulate over to my friend, the Cat, straight shooting Stephen A is in all the bookstores. Go get it while you can. Before I shut down with
don't promote no books while I'm out here.
Don't do that.
The only book we're gonna be promoting is mine when I finish with it.
Hey, Stephen, promise me you're gonna come back on the show with that book you got coming out, baby.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. That'll be a little later this year when we matter of fact, Cat, I might be with one of the big agencies, man. That's what I've been working on, Cat. I couldn't go through no independence, Cat. Cat, we talk about old Ray Dog here. I'm not going through some of these little bitty guys. I want the big fellas, the big fish.
Yeah, you deserve it, Big Steve.
With this book, damn it.
You need to calm down, Stephen. That's what you need to do right now.
I'm just letting you know.
I know you. I know you passionate about this. You look like you got tears in your eyes right now.
I can't wait to read it. And hey, Cat, I'll read it to you, so you ain't got to worry about it.
Look like no. Read a diet book.
Hey, go ahead.
That's what you need to read to
now,
me.
Are you gonna put this on tape? Or you gonna put this book on audio?
Hey, wait a minute, Cat.
Yeah.
Cat, before we leave.
Yeah.
Some guys contacted me about doing a show in North Carolina.
Let's do it.
Is that the one you were telling me about?
Yeah.
Is it the beginning of August?
Yeah, it's the beginning of Big Steve. Go. I hope you get out there, brother.
Well, no, I'm supposed to talk to him tonight again.
Yeah.
What city is it in?
But now I think is it Raleigh or something?
No, it's Charlotte.
It's Charlotte. Okay.
Is it The Gathering?
Yeah.
Now I think it's a WrestleCon, right?
But it's called The Gathering.
It's The
Isn't
Gathering.
it the one that you went to 2 years ago, Cat?
Yeah.
It's called The Gathering. They've been
Okay.
doing it for
Big
like
Stevie.
30 some years.
That's what the guys were telling me.
Yeah, it's a big show. It's a big show, Big Stevie.
Are
And
you
it's gonna be
go
fun.
wrestling or just go out there with your table?
Big Ray, why you ask so many questions? Let the
I'm
fans
white.
know. Yeah,
Like people ask a bunch of questions.
y'all need to mind
Big
y'all
Ray, you better
business.
sit down there and eat some poking beans or whatever the hell your ass doing. You know, I ain't finna get in no ring. I just got through saying
if you did.
I
was
call
come out there as like Colonel.
somebody got to pay me to get in the ring, Ray.
Well, they paying you to come out there, you wouldn't be coming.
Well, I didn't say I was coming. I said I talked with some people about coming.
I'm
You know what I'm saying?
come to Charlotte.
Well,
You know what I'm
let me
saying?
know. Hey,
Okay.
let me know. Steven, let me know. We getting out.
It's a 2-day event, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but see, I don't know if I can do 2 days.
See, there you go. There you go.
I mean, I can do 2 days, but I don't know if they can afford 2 days.
Well, if they invite you, all you gotta do is find out.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. They supposed to call me tonight.
Big Ray, in the Carolinas.
Big
Oh,
Ray,
I know.
Can you go ahead
I
and
know.
close her out? I'm tired of Steven. Can you go ahead and close her out? I'm tired of Steven.
How long we been on, man? Because I usually charge for
1
this.
hour. Hey, you be
I'll-
getting the bill, Cat.
Yeah,
1 hour and 26 minutes.
No, my boy good, but I'm just letting him know, dog. Hour and a half of my time.
Yeah, I know it, Big Steven. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you came, Steven.
No problem, man. Anytime, man. Anytime, man.
Shut
Our
up.
podcast brought to you by Recite. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We have been live and in living color with the one and only straight shooting Stevie Ray. For my host with the most, the cat, Ernest the Cat Miller. I am Big Shug, aka Ray W. Don't mean to trouble you. We'll see you next time on the Cat's Corner.
Well, you're white.